We have so much to be angry about. In terms of reproductive health, why do we not have full control over our reproductive choices? We need to look at the full spectrum in this regard, including contraception. Indeed, why is contraception something women still feel embarrassed about? Why is it so expensive? Why do pharmacists still hold the moral right to refuse women contraception? Why are women's decisions so often in other people's hands? Why do private profit and political manoeuvring so often come before women's health? In a nutshell, we need to examine and challenge patriarchal power structures surrounding access to reproductive health care and resources. We need to ask, what impedes us from accessing what we need regarding our reproductive health? Who impedes us? Why do gatekeepers to such important resources exist? And which sectors of society, which groups are most seriously affected? These are the questions I want to ask. Vitally, these are the questions I do not want to be asking 105 years from now. Our cowardly and utterly inept political system has so much to answer for. Why is reproductive health care not a priority for the majority of our public representatives? Why was Claire Daly's fatal fetal abnormality bill voted down just a few weeks ago in the Dáil, with Labour voting no and Sinn Féin abstaining? Our political and legal system is often presented as unbiased, objective and logical. It is no fodder of conspiracy theory to say that such a representation is a smokescreen. While politicians ignore warnings on the inaccessibility of contraception, debate the constitutionality of urgently required abortion bills and the dangers of moving too fast, women in this country face limited access to contraception. They face abortions at home alone, if they are lucky enough to avail of the abortion pill. They face arduous journeys overseas and indebtedness. They face stigma, shame and fear. They face forced C-sections and death. We are moving far too slowly and we've waited for far too long. Because despite what Joan Burton says, we do have an appetite for change, and not just those of us standing here today. Over half of people surveyed in September 2014 want to hold a referendum to repeal the 8th Amendment, which, as we said before, equates the life of a woman with the life of a fetus. This should be our focus, to repeal an archaic, horrifically unjust amendment, which means that those of us who access abortion in Ireland today technically face up to 14 years in jail, longer than the average sentence for rape. It is thus the responsibility of those of us involved in truly progressive campaigns to learn from each other, collaborate with each other and stand together as women involved in a common struggle for reproductive justice and women's rights. As women, we have the knowledge. As women, we have the experience. And as women, we have the anger, we have the power. Let's use it. Because in the words of James Connolly, a great feminist, none are so fitted to break the chains as those who wear them. None are so well equipped to decide what is a fetter. Thanks very much. Happy International Women's Day.